And coming around toward 8:15 here on this Thursday morning, and we're joined each and every Thursday by Tim Wood, the Plan Advisor. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. How are you and Carl doing?
Doing well, and I think I speak for Carl. Carl's doing well.
Yeah. Hey, Tim. How you doing?
There he is. Carl over in Kingsport
Good.
this morning. Very good. So, of course, each and every Thursday morning, Tim joins us to talk all kinds of different things when it comes to personal finance, and we're talking about insurance, Medicare, all kinds of things. And, Tim, we've got a commercial running on our station early in the morning. I heard it this morning talking about annuities. And some people may not even realize exactly what annuities is. Let's start out by asking you about annuities. Explain what that is to everybody.
Okay. Annuities essentially are a form. They're a type of life insurance. Basically, they're a thing. Essentially, they're a contract with a life insurance company. That's the simplest way to describe what an annuity is. The great thing about them is there are so many different options and ways that you can set them up that it makes it just very, very flexible for putting together a really good, safe retirement plan that could include that annuity. So it can include everything from a guaranteed lifetime income. It can have long-term care. There's a lot of different aspects and variables in annuities that can be put together, and you have to really look at each case individually when you're looking at putting them together, because there are so many options, and but they're fantastic products. The great thing about them, like I said, is they are contracts with an insurance company, and I think, as everyone knows, insurance companies are very solvent. They're not going anywhere. Even during the Great Depression, insurance companies thrived. So that's one of the great things about these annuities is pretty much whatever happens, it's a very safe way to protect your money and, protect your retirement.
In a lot of ways, or a lot of cases, I think insurance companies are protected in some ways too, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, that's their business, and they're very good at protecting, they're number one, yes, they're protecting themselves for sure. I mean, that, you can imagine, but of course their business is protecting us. But yes, they're very good at protecting themselves, and they've got plenty of protections built in.
How does a person go about, and I know it starts with talking to you and you're advising them, but how does a person go about setting up an annuity?
That's basically it. What we do is we sit down with someone and we look at exactly what it is that they are looking to accomplish during their retirement. Mm-hmm. That's whether they're, getting ready to go into retirement or whether they're already into retirement. And one of the big things that we talk about a lot is safe money. Mm-hmm. And what that really means is protecting what you have now, protecting your retirement dollars that you worked your whole life to save, protecting that from whatever may happen. And that's what these annuities are, one of the products that we use for what we call safe money. That's one of the products that we use for this, because these products essentially allow you to have a portion of market gains while completely protecting you from any market downturns. So, no matter what happens in the market, if anyone's concerned about a potential, issue in the market, if you're in a traditional 401k or a traditional index retirement account of any kind, doesn't matter what kind it is, obviously everyone knows if the market goes down, your dollars go down. Well, that's not the way it works with these annuities. Essentially, these annuities take a look every 12 months, typically. There's different time frames, but typically it's 12 months. It takes a look at where you are now and then 12 months from now, and if the market is up, then you get a percentage of those gains, which is great, and it locks in there. If the market's down, then you don't go down at all. You stay right where you are. So it protects you against any kind of market downturns. That's the number one biggest thing. But like I had said before, that safe money is more so than just protecting against market downturns. The second part of that is it can guarantee you an income. So it's giving you income security as well, because it can basically say, okay, we can guarantee you, no matter how long you live, I mean, you could wind up setting a world record and living to, longer than anyone's ever lived, and you're still going to get that monthly income every month that you're alive. And then number 3 is the long-term care piece, and it's, the statistics say that 70% of everyone is going to need long-term care at some point, and anyone that's looked at long-term care coverage knows it's very expensive and very hard to qualify for. We can tie that into the annuity, and it's very cost-effective, and it's very easy to qualify for because these annuities are very easy to qualify for compared to regular long-term care policies.
Thinking Out Loud with Tim Wood, the plan advisor. And how often have you run into people who are concerned? You mentioned about people worrying about the market crash and maybe tax increases after the election, and a lot of people are looking at the election coming up later this year. How often are you talking with folks that are really concerned about that?
Actually, quite often, especially now after all of this COVID thing and with everything else going on in the world. My goodness, we could just, name one thing after another. You never know what you're going to find when you get up in the morning and turn on the radio. You don't know what you're going to hear about. So a lot of people are concerned because there's so much volatility in the entire world right now, and the financial markets are all linked together with everything else. I mean, they're linked with what's going on politically and what's going on, everything. So, yeah, a lot of people are really concerned with what could happen in the market. But you touched on another thing is the tax rates. With our deficit skyrocketing like it is right now, and the dollar being devaluated somewhat because so much more just keeps getting printed and keeps getting printed and keeps getting printed, a lot of people are concerned about the tax rates going up, and a lot of people say that they have to go up here very soon just to try to make amends for everything. So that is another part of this, is trying to get in the most tax-advantaged situation that you possibly can, protect your money, and then, right now we're at historically low tax rates. So does it make sense to go ahead and take the taxes now where we're at historic lows, or does it still make sense to defer that and look at a later point when the tax rates could be higher? So a lot of people are concerned about both of those.
And I know that in the times that we live in, what I hear you saying is, first of all, it's important to have a plan anytime, but especially in these times, it's doubly important, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the biggest thing that I preach all day, every day, is make a plan. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be with me. I mean, I certainly would love to speak with any of your listeners, but even if you've got your own person, that's fantastic. Call them, make a plan. If you've got a person already, call them and say, listen, what would happen with all of my retirement that I've worked 30, 40, 50 years for if something happens in the market? What's going to happen to my retirement if the tax rates double, after this election? What's going to happen to my money if? And have them give you answers, because, yes, making a plan and being prepared for whatever could happen, because, like I said, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Being prepared for that so you have the best retirement moving forward and the least amount of stress. That's what you're looking for right there.
And how important is it, Tim, to stick to that plan? We see a lot of people with knee-jerk reactions to the stock market, to anything that's affecting that. How important is it to get that good, solid plan that you can help them with, and then they stick to it? It's absolutely important. Now, what I do with my clients is I like to get together once a year and do a review and just look and see, okay, here's where we're going, here's what's going on, and because every year new products come out, and there may be a better product that we could just transition you into. But yes, keeping a solid, sound financial plan, especially right now, especially with what could happen in the market and what could happen with tax rates and what could happen politically and what could happen everything, that absolutely is something that you need to do. And if it's something that you haven't spoken to your person for years, I definitely would consider either calling your person you've got, or we would love to help you at the Plan Advisor. Great information, as always, from Tim Wood, the Plan Advisor. One of the things I love about your business, Tim, and the way you help people is that you are so easy to get in contact with and get that advice. Tell us the different ways that folks can contact you.
That's one of the things that we really tried to do, was to try to make it extremely easy for people to get in touch with us any way they want to. Number one, obviously, someone can just call us. Very simply, they can call 423-262-7919. That's 423-262-7919. Or if people have internet access, they can go to our website, which is theplanadvisor.com. And from the website, they can contact us. They can send us an email. There's a form. They can submit questions, or they can set an appointment right there without even having to talk to anyone to set the appointment. Or there's a live chat where they can just, if they've got a real quick question, they can chat right there without even having to speak. They can get their questions answered. We're here to help as much as we possibly can and make it as easy as we possibly can.
And that live chat is just a great, great thing, so take advantage of that too. And Tim Wood, we appreciate it as always. He is the Plan Advisor, and we will talk to you next week, okay?
That sounds fantastic. You guys have a great week.
You too.